Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. This is Superstars of Wrestling, January 21st, 1989. Jim Duggan versus Rusty Riddle to open the show. Duggan, of course, been around for a little bit. Duggan headed into WrestleMania 5, the next major pay-per-view, and Rusty Riddle, a relatively inconspicuous enhancement talent. 1989, of course, my favorite year, probably, just because first year I became a fan. Duggan with a bunch of punches and kicks, super short match, and the 3-point stance, leaping clothesline. Duggan getting a quick deal there. Then we go back to the update, courtesy of Saturday Night's Main Event, the confrontation between Terry Taylor and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Heenan firing Terry Taylor, slapping him in the face, basically saying he's not being listened to enough. Then we go also back to the review on the Primetime Wrestling episode from about a week and a half before, whereas the Brooklyn Brawler puts Terry Taylor through a filing cabinet. Actually, one of my favorite angles of all time, and why I have a soft spot for the Brawler to this day, is that storyline. If you've never seen it, worth going out of your way to watch that particular segment of this program, which is relatively uneventful, except for the main event of the program. Bushwhackers defeating Tom Stone and Jerry Price. Relatively one-sided match, as one would expect. Doesn't need to be anything other than that, but needless to say, the Bushwhackers are, punch, kick, clotheslines, and gutbuster, and ultimately the battering ram and a victory for the Bushwhackers, who came in late 1988. Then we go to Coco Beware talking about flying high like a bird for quite a bit of time. And then the Bolsheviks talking about being the best tag team and still being with Slick here in the early 1989 deal. And then we go to another in the series of enhancement matches, this time future Intercontinental Champion Ravishing Rick Rude is going to be here. Rude with a couple of forearms doing the ravishing gimmick, spinning around and getting a short clothesline, some kidney shots, and the Rude Awakening, neck breaker, and then obviously kissing a girl mid-ring. Bobby Heenan is tremendous here. Obviously, Heenan and Rude did not get along, and it does come about. Reno Riggins and Johnny Ziegler up next against the Powers of Pain. Would not want to be them. Powers of Pain, especially the Warlord, lots of snug shots, big forearms, and good psychology there. The double team by the Warlord and the Barbarian leads to a victory. Mr. Fuji on the outside of the ring, having turned on Demolition at the Survivor Series a few months before. And then again, the Powers of Pain getting a quick victory. They're headed into WrestleMania 9. Outlaw Ron Bass has not left the promotion yet. We go to a event center with him. Basically, Bass saying 1989 is going to be his year, and he's gone by the springtime. Anyway, Bret Hart challenging anyone from Jimmy Hart's stable, whether it be the Honky Tonk Man or the Russo brothers. Hart trying to do a singles run here doesn't come together all too well. More so because he just doesn't have the presentation charisma in the right way. Barry Horowitz and Rick Martel are here. Martel coming back from helping his wife with cancer, I do believe, around this time period. Martel going to turn, obviously, at WrestleMania 5, rather abruptly, turning heel. But I think that's actually one of the reasons he came back, was to do that. Arm bars, arm locks, and the like. Martel, monkey flip on the inside, and eventually getting the victory. Still using the Boston Crab. Martel, a babyface right up through WrestleMania 5. Then we go to Andre the Giant, basically saying he's not scared of snakes on the Brother Love show. Andre does tease being a little bit afraid of snakes, and ultimately there is a rubber snake used. Andre is scared. And needless to say, Bobby Heenan is having to reprimand Brother Love. Macho Man Randy Savage and Akeem out here to close the program. They're given about 11 minutes or so. Akeem dominates the match. The Twin Towers is the story. The heel turn that leads to issues between Hogan and Savage that had been building for nearly a year at this point. Actually, almost a year since the WrestleMania 4 deal here. Savage gets a couple of kicks off on Akeem, cannot slam the big man. Eventually, Slick sends out the big boss man to double team Randy Savage. Also, Elizabeth out there in the beginning, and then big clotheslines in the corner and other things. Elizabeth doing a very good job of looking extremely scared. Punch kick, very basic offense from Akeem, tosses Savage into the buckle, among other things. And eventually Hulk Hogan has to run in and make the save for Randy Savage as we go forward. They pose around, but there is dissension between them even here. And we will be back with more right after this.